It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Newcastle councillors have knocked back an offer to accept a pay rise, instead opting to redirect the money set aside for the increase to the Wallsend Town Centre upgrade. It was a different story at Maitland last night, with councillors voting to accept a 2.5% pay rise. They'll now take home an extra $450 a year. The mayor will earn an extra $1,400. A teenager allegedly responsible for more than 20 break-ins around Maitland has been arrested. The 17-year-old is accused of breaking into homes and businesses in Maitland, Rutherford, Beresfield, Woodbury and Medford over the past 4 years. He faced court last week on those matters after police raided his Rutherford home. Sonia Roberts from Police Headquarters says he's since been charged with a further 20 offences.
After further inquiries, a 17-year-old male was arrested at the Rutherford property yesterday. He was charged with additional offences and has been refused bail to appear in a children's court today.
Hunter landowners facing coal seam gas mining on their properties will soon be protected by compensation benchmarks, with submissions to the Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal closing this Friday. IPART is currently reviewing the compensation process and intends to implement benchmarks to guide residents in negotiating with gas companies. Chairman Peter Boxall says community consultation is a large part of the process.
It's been out for consultation for about 5 weeks, but there will be another opportunity for people to put in submissions. We'll put out our draft report in September, and we'll be holding public forums in relevant country areas and in Sydney in September, October.
However, Graham Gibson from the Hunter Valley Protection Alliance says additional compensation measures should be taken.
In addition to compensation, a future fund, be it by way of a compensation fund or an insurance fund, that the coal seam gas companies pay money into so that we can make sure that properties aren't devalued in the future by events that occur when the coal seam gas miner is well and truly gone.
Vital cancer research projects to be conducted by University of Newcastle's Professor Zhu-Dong Zhang and Dr Nicole Verrills have secured more than $1 million in funding. The Cancer Council has spotted the merits of their respective research into bowel cancer, melanoma and breast cancer. Zoe Thomas from the Hunter branch of the Cancer Council says the research funding has come from the public's donations.
Professor Zhang and Dr Verrills are two local researchers doing an extremely important job for Cancer Council New South Wales, and I'd just like everyone to remember that every dollar raised for Cancer Council New South Wales goes to important research work like being conducted by these two researchers.
And contract mine workers in the Hunter are up in arms. Those employed through labour hire companies claim they're being paid $70,000 less a year for doing the same job as those who are directly employed, even though they're sometimes working the same shift side by side. The Herald reports anger over the disparity has surfaced during negotiations with contractors at BHP's Mount Arthur mine near Muswellbrook.
Sport for our sponsor, newcastlecheapestcars.com.au.
It's once again out with the old, in with the new at the Newcastle Jets after the sacking of long-suffering coach Phil Stubbins. The FFA's already begun putting feelers out for a replacement as part of its plan to overhaul the club ahead of the 2015-16 A-League season. Football analyst Mark Rudan, Australian under-17s coach Tony Vidmar and young Socceroos boss Paul Ocon are among frontrunners to snare the position. They're hoping to secure a new coach before the start of pre-season training on June 22. The Knights are poised for a rush in the ranks leading up to Sunday's battle with the Warriors. Jeremy Smith, Adam Clydesdale and Joseph Tapine will make a comeback from injury, pushing Tyler Randall to the bench. While medical staff will continue to monitor Captain Kurt Gidley for post-concussion signs before giving him the green light to rejoin the halves. And greyhound racing finally returns to Maitland today after 39 days in the wilderness following last month's superstorm. That's Sport. I'm Belinda Delos Harris.
2 in your RFM News Time, 26 to 9.